What up? Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jonathan, and I'm gay. Dum dum dum. Backing up, I knew I was gay around 8 or 9 years old. I would say because I had some childhood experiences, and it just made me realize as I got older, when I would kind of reminisce on those years, that it could only mean that I was gay, or at least was part gay. And so that happened early on in my life, and there was a couple scenarios where I would say that I shouldn't have gone through stuff like that, but you can't sit here and mope about your experiences. You take those losses as lessons. And so it took me a while to definitely be able to even say that, to kind of just reflect on myself and point those fingers back at myself versus pointing them at other people. But I will tell you that it's not impossible. After me finding out the fact that I went through elementary school, and there was a couple instances where I would get picked on simply because I would rather hang out with the girl group versus the boy group. I would rather do girl activities during recess versus boy activities. And it was just a simple fact that girls were, for me, were funnier. They were more out there. They talked about cooler stuff, and it was just a different vibe. And honestly, they're dumb as hell. Like, guys are cool too, don't get me wrong, but it was just a different vibe. And they were doing double dutch while the guys were arguing about basketball, and I'm just like, I just rather go do double dutch and just call it a day. So I would be picked on because of that, and the fact that I didn't do the normal things that boys did. I would be more expressive, or I would be more dramatic, I would be more feminine. I was bullied in elementary school. I had like a Salisbury steak thrown in my face when I was a kid, but somebody was there that I was cool with, and he just pretty much threw a milk carton at his face. So it was just like, okay, well, sweet. And so after elementary school, my clique, or whatever that we had, we all separated and we went to different high schools, which kind of sucked. Because everyone who was in my elementary school went to the local high school, and I was supposed to go as well. Would have been a smooth transition, but that didn't end up happening. And I wasn't too bummed out. Honestly, I was, but I expected it because I've moved a lot of times in my life. Too many to count, to be honest, but I went to a whole different school with a whole different vibe, and it was a culture shock, to say the least. And there wasn't also a lot of gay people, so I did feel oftentimes like a double whammy, and you just felt really small, is the best way I could put it. And going through something like that at such an early age, where I still was trying to figure out myself, and I couldn't be around the crowd that would bring me my comfort, that would bring me my reassurance, that would lift me up when I needed to be lifted, broke me for the first couple of months. And I cried every day for the first couple of months of my first year, because I couldn't find anyone that was relatable, in the sense of being gay or me being Hispanic. And I'm super cultural. My family's Puerto Rican 100%. Both of my parents are from Puerto Rico, and I grew up with Puerto Rican culture, tendencies, music, the whole 9 yards. And I couldn't really relate to anyone like that, because if they were Hispanic, they knew nothing of where they came from. And that's acceptable, because those are your experiences. But for me to try to find someone to connect with was impossible, it seemed like. A year passed by, and that was literally one of the worst years of my life to date. And sophomore year came around, and I started making decisions of being a little bit more involved and being a little bit more comfortable with myself, and just being me a little bit more. And that year is when I started making a lot of friends, a lot of Hispanic friends, because a lot of Hispanics came and transferred over and enrolled that year. So that was kind of a big deal, obviously. But I also joined drama. I joined Latino Club. which about 50% weren't even Latino, but that's okay because they supported us. And it was hot and cold. It was definitely hot and cold. And the friends that I made were amazing friends, and they really made me run away from the idea of committing suicide, thinking suicidal thoughts. So that was awesome. And I met a girl, and she also changed my life entirely. The whole point of this video is to just kind of be true to myself and make amends with everyone that I kind of just dropped. Sounds bogus, but I did, because I was afraid of the reaction, and I knew that they were in love with the person that I was trying to become, but not the person that I actually was. And so a lot of those friends that I don't know to this day were true friends or not. I couldn't go through the experience of really finding out if they were real friends. And so, and that also played a part, you know, not from only school, but my family. I didn't go do the normal things that a boy would go do with his dad and stuff like that. So that actually I'm still restoring our bond with my family. And that's, hold on. Oops, gotta clean that shit. This is a D, for y'all already know what the D is for. Degree. How I came out to my family was pretty recent, and it wasn't that bad, you know, like other people have it. I'm pretty grateful for having a pretty young and optimistic and open-minded family. My mom, she knew, you know what I mean? Like, she wants to stunt like she didn't know, but she knew. And I didn't ever like have that conversation until recently with her, where like, hey, yo, I'm gay. It was just more so that I brought a guy home, and I didn't give a you know what I mean? Like, we would take a shower, and I would try to sneak him in though, you know, from the shower to the bedroom, and she would hear us, you know, it was just obvious, and I didn't think that I was getting away with it. But most important thing is that I didn't care. I didn't care what she thought. I didn't care about anything. I just cared about the feelings that I had with the person that I was with, and they were deep, and they were so deep that it didn't make me consider anybody else's thoughts but my own and the person that I was with. So I will definitely say that that's a main reason why I came out the way that I did, and the fact that I even did, because truth be told, I never wanted to be, and it was something that by this time I thought that it would be out of my head and I would never want to be that, but that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gay and I'm proud, and you should be proud if you are, which I'm guessing you are not. Maybe, I don't know. But if you are, and you're one of those people that are literally thinking the exact same things that I thought, where you're afraid mostly, but it's hard to admit, but it's also one of those things that you get told so often that it's not something that you want to be proud of, it's not something that society approves, or it's not something that you should be because of hell and all that shit. But you know what? I'm gonna see a lot of you motherfuckers in hell. Don't come over here trying to criticize me when you sin all the time, and you're telling me that your sin is less sinful than my sin. You thought. Honestly, I've been wanting to be where I am right now for so many years. To just be able to sit here and say everything that I'm saying into this camera has been the most fulfilling thing that I needed to experience. Like, this is a milestone in my life, definitely. So for those who are younger in their teenage years and they're confused or just don't think that they're gonna be able to get to that point, I can definitely tell you that you will, and you can. You just gotta surround yourself with the right people, and you have to be more. It starts every day, and remember that you have to be more you than you were yesterday, and that's what makes you different, and that's what everybody's looking for when it comes to being successful. It's just, they don't want a copy, they want the original. And one of those things is you have to be able to admit that to yourself and admit that to the world, regardless of critics, regardless of feedback that you get. And I'm forever grateful for the person that's been that's been the influence for me to be able to do this. It's gonna take that right relationship to make you have that courage, or not even make you, but just to give you that courage that you need so that you could be comfortable, and you don't have to be like everyone else, and you don't have to be quarantined in your in your room or anything like that. But it's just, I mean, I've been through those times myself, but it's definitely one of those things that, hey, I just want to be here, you know, as proof to myself that it does get better. It does get better, and it gets way better, and it gets way better because you're so you that nobody can knock you down. That is what people want, and that is why when people see that, they bring that down, because they want that and they want to be that. So it's powerful. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm 100% me every mother day, because I try to be, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I can't be as much as I want to be, because it's just especially if you're in a situation where it's just, I'm working on that, okay? I'm working on that myself. I try every day to be the best I can be, every single day. So it's one of those things that I'm always learning, I'm always evolving, and you should always be learning, you should always be evolving, but you should never, 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 never be sorry because of who you are. And that's definitely the core motivator to everything that I'm doing and why I'm starting my YouTube channel. So if you like what you're hearing so far, or if you just support my story, or if you want to see more, or if you're gay, cool. If you're not, even better. But if you're on the fence, we know you're gay. So it's like one of those things that just, if you found this humorous, if you found this helpful, if you found this sincere, if you found like you can help somebody, or this video can help somebody, please feel free to share this with them, to send it to them, because somebody needs to tell them that, hey, you matter, that, hey, your thoughts are important, and you know what? You deserve the world. And with that being said, I just want to say, everybody have a great day. Be you. Forget what anyone else says, because let me tell you something, you're beautiful. So, subscribe.